violinist, if I'm not mistaken.
Lestat, Nicolas!
I can see the attraction. There is a purity to him. It's enticing.
Don't!
You took everything. You destroyed all I had, all I was. All right, so I should have this one small thing from you. Or, do you want to take it? Oh, you could give him everlasting life. You know you want to. Look at him. Can't you see the longing? The sad, desperate longing?
Gabrielle. Please.
Yes.
Whatever you believe you witnessed was nothing more than a nightmare.
Why didn't you come?
I couldn't. I was afraid of what I might do.
But I'm not afraid.
You don't want this, Nicolas. When it was offered to me, I said no. With my last breath, I said no.
Give it to your mother.
She was dying. You were young. You have your life before you.
You have to tell it.
Don't you think I wanted to come to you? You cannot know how I have fought myself even now in this moment. No! You take your life, leave with it, run!
Lestat, this is me. It's all right. I want to be with you. It's all I've ever wanted. And we could be together forever. It's all right.
What's wrong? Nicolas, drink! Drink! Nicolas. Can you hear me? Nicolas! 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 Good evening. I am Armand. Welcome to the Theatre of the Vampires. As you may know from the legend, we drink human blood. If this makes you uneasy, feel free to leave the theatre now. Courageous audience, I commend you. Not long ago, we were ashamed of what we are. We used to lurk in graveyards, living in filth, and hiding from the wrath of God. But no more. We have been set free to live among you and to tell you our tales.
Here begins the morality play about the wisest and most powerful vampire of all time, Glorious, the Ancient One.
Like all of our kind, Marius fed on the blood of mortals. But at the same time, he loved them and watched over humankind from a sacred grove. And so it was that a youth dwelt in the fertile valley long before the birth of Christ. Although he was tempted by flesh, pleasure, he resisted them because he was in love with innocence. But lust also dwelt in the valley. He desired innocence and stole her from the youth. Although he fought valiantly for his love, he was gods would have held sway in the valley. But Marius swooped down upon him in his red robes of wrath and vengeance and struck him dead. Marius freed innocents. But it was too late for the youth. He died from his wounds. Marius cradled him and gave him his own immortal blood. And lo, the youth was healed of his wounds. But in so doing, this youth became one of our kind. And he will be ever searching for his lost innocence.
Nicolas, I still love the sound of your violin.
Bravo!
Armand, what are you doing here?
I came to see the play like everyone else.
Go back to the catacombs. You're not welcome here.
She's delightful as ever.
What a brilliant idea! The theater of the vampires.
Tell them the truth and they will never believe it. Although I must warn you, the Ancient One would not be pleased to hear his name spoken aloud.
The Ancient One really exists. What do you know of him?
What do I know of him? Marius took me off the streets 300 years ago in Venice. He was an artist at the time. I read poetry for him as he painted. I posed for him. I was his muse. And he was my maker.
But tell me, in the legend, Marius healed a young man with his blood. If he has that power, could he cure Nicolas?
Oh, the poor violinist. He just couldn't resist, could you?
How did this happen to him?
He was too pure for the dark age. It destroyed his mind.
You knew this.
Don't blame me. This is your disaster.
Does Marius have the power to heal
In
him?
the blink of an eye. But you will never find him.
No one has seen or heard from him in centuries.
There are rumors he resided in Egypt or Greece, but that was over 100 years ago. Some say he went mad.
Gabrielle, you said you wanted to leave the city.
I am ready.
We'll take the devil's road through Europe, then to Egypt and Greece.
Cannot find Marius. Even if you stood on the highest mountain in the world and shouted his name, he would not answer.
You know this because you have tried.
I'll find him. I won't stop until I do.
Who will look after the violinist while you're gone? Poor, mad thing left behind by his maker.
You understand that, don't you?
I'm not leaving him. He's coming with me.
You are not dragging that pathetic creature halfway across the world.
I'll do whatever I have to. I will carry him on my back if that is what it takes, but I will find Marius.
This is the fool's errand. Whatever you're looking for in Marius is here in me. Together, we could be stronger than any other on earth. Leave the violinist. Stay with me.
I would rather go into the fire.
Remember my words, Lestat. Those you make will leave you.
You will be all